I'm going to close out this live because it looks like everyone's using the other one. So let me just go ahead and send this over to people individually here on Instagram. Actually, that's not going to work there. Is it working for anyone? I know we had someone waiting. Let me just go ahead and copy this link again. Let's see here. Apologies for the technical difficulties. Have you been able to join? If not, let me know. All right, looks like we got one person on here. Hello, hello. And they just jumped off. Let me know if you can. There were a couple other people that were looking to get on this. So more in the general. Let's see here. All right, we got one and one like. Let's see who else is jumping on. We're just going to send out the link to everyone here personally. I'm not sure exactly what's going on or why you can't get on, but let me go ahead and just take a look. If you're in the chat, go ahead and just message, I'm here. So if you're looking to get onto the UGC Live, make sure to check out, hit me with a DM on Instagram and I'll send the link over to you. Okay, we got Natasha on here. Let's see who else wanted the link. We sent the link to a couple people. See here, I'm going to shoot it out to Mitch and a couple more. If you're on here and you have other people that are interested in learning on how to get started with UGC, make sure to share this with them. We will be live for about another 45 minutes. Had some technical difficulties here at the beginning, but we're going to go ahead and send this message off to everyone. Oh, I guess. Okay, that makes sense. I just saw your message there, Natasha. I'm not sure why it wasn't starting, but we are up and running now. So hopefully more people jump on. We'll wait another 5 minutes and then just get started with the content and the information. And I'm just going to send out these links to everyone that said they were interested. Thanks for that. That's actually super helpful. I'm not sure why the live didn't start right at 12:30, but if you are on here trying to get onto the free UGC live, go ahead and just click the link. Let me see here. We're essentially just trying to get 10 people on. If we can get 10 people on, help them out, then hopefully next week they can give the information to another 10 people. But we'll give it another 4 minutes and then get started at 12:55. Looks like there's 2 people on. If you're in the live chat, just go ahead and comment here so we know you're here. I'm just sending out these messages for everyone else that's looking to get on. We will be starting in about 3 minutes. 3 minutes, 30 seconds to be exact. Let's see here. So if you are trying to get on the UGC live and you are on Instagram right now, make sure to check out the link in my bio. If you're here, just like Tosh did, go ahead and comment in the live chat here. Just like me, it should be off to the right side, or if you're on your phone, it should be at the bottom. And I'm just pulling up these messages from everyone else. We have about 3 minutes and then we'll go ahead and get started. If you're looking to join the free UGC live chat, make sure that you jump on to sending out DMs to everyone that is interested, that messaged me over the last week or so. And I think there's quite a few, but we're going to reach out to all of them. We got about 2 minutes left. And then we'll go ahead and get started. And the nice thing about this is it is streaming, so we'll go ahead and save this for anyone that wasn't able to be on the call. Looks like we got 2 people on here, but I'm not seeing anyone else. Let's see here. All right, perfect. We got 3 on here. Go ahead and comment in the live chat. If you're on your phone, it should be at the bottom below the screen. If not, and you are on a desktop computer, it should be to the right of your screen. It says live chat. And let me go ahead and just add this here. All right, looks like we got 3. Tosh is the only one that's commented on there. So thanks, Tosh, for doing that. If you are on the live chat, let me know you're here. All right, Itzel's here. Let's see who else we got. I'm going to send this out to Tori. Hey, Itzel, if any of your friends are wanting to get on, shoot them the link. Looks like we got 4 people on here. I'm just not sure who it is because they haven't commented, which is fine. Let me see here. Perfect. Wonderful. All right, so we got about 30 seconds left. And then I'll just start getting the information out. All right, so if you are looking to jump onto the free UGC live, make sure to go over to the exact same username, brenton.m.web. But on YouTube, search up that channel, and then you should be able to find the live on there. Go ahead and move this over. And let me see here. Oh, excuse me. UGC with Brenton. And then you'll just go to the live section of that. So we are currently live. Looks like we have 2 people on here. So I'll go ahead and get started. So thanks for jumping on. Sorry for the technical difficulties. As far as everything that I want to go over is essentially what is UGC, how long I've been doing it, how you can get started in the industry, and then essentially how you can grow your UGC business, whether you work full-time, work part-time, full-time student, part-time student. You can essentially use this to get into how you'd like to bring in additional income, whether it's weekly, daily, monthly. I think UGC, which stands for user-generated content, is a great option for being able just to generate additional income for yourself, for your family, and for your loved ones. So I'm just going to go ahead and share my screen over here. And here we go. So as you can see, I'm just going to show you this graph right here. The U.S. digital content creation market, obviously back in 2020, just barely getting started off. Back in the day, lots of companies would have a large marketing budget, whether it's, $100,000 all the way up to those big productions that you'll see in the Super Bowl and sporting events that go for 10, 20, $30 million. So instead of brands actually doing it that way, they decided to work with the consumer and individuals like ourselves, which allow us to be, more relatable to the end target audience. So the actual individual or individuals who purchase the product. The cool thing about this is, as you can see, 2021, the industry grew to 4.8 billion, 2022, 5.3 billion, 2023, not yet calculated. But as you can see over time, this graph continues to grow exponentially. And between now 2024 all the way to 2030, you will see a lot more need for UGC content for brands, just because it is a bit more relatable as to how to market your product and or service to the masses, just because it's more relatable to see an individual that is living the day-to-day like yourselves to be able to actually post content, whether it's to the brand social media, sending the content to them, or posting it on your own social media. So I think the coolest thing about UGC content is the fact that once you get big enough, you can essentially get a portfolio going where you can actually say, these are my prices. This is how much I charge for a video. This is how much I charge for a 15-second reel, Facebook video, or even a TikTok video. And then from there, be able to grow your relationships, be able to get clients on retainer, and then, getting 2 to 3 clients on retainer monthly for $500 to $1,000 essentially allows you to make that additional $3,000 per month, and over time, $36,000 a year, which I don't think anyone would be mad with that type of money. It's just, putting forth the effort and getting started as far as your own UGC journey. So those of you that are on here, I see some of you guys saying, hey, if you'd like to come on to the YouTube, it's at UGC with Brenton, UGC with, and then my name, Brenton. That'll allow you to comment in the live chat. I can get your questions answered. So feel free to jump over to the YouTube live chat if you're interested in commenting and getting your questions answered. So that's essentially the rundown. UGC, the acronym is for user generated content. So anything that you use on a daily basis or that you'd like to use, you can essentially find brands to work with you, and they'll send you the product for free. You post a 15 to 30-second reel or even a minute reel, and this will allow you to essentially make income from home or outside your 9 to 5. And honestly, I'm going to give you a couple examples. It's fairly easy. There's essentially 3 things that come with UGC marketing, which is a hook. If you watch any social media, Facebook, Instagram, you see the sponsored ads. Those are UGC creators. So individuals that are looking to make additional income will work with different agencies, different brands to make content. So user generated content, you find a product that you'd like. Here's one, for example. Zeal Sound. This is a microphone. You can essentially hook this up to your phone, to a computer, if I was overly passionate about this, which is going to be in my setup here in the future, to essentially say, oh my gosh, guys, I just found out the coolest microphone with the best sound quality. Then you'll go through the body of the UGC, which is showing, challenges that you had before purchasing the product or how it's changed your current, life using the product. And then you'll have a CTA or a call to action. So thanks for tapping in, Elder TikTok. So please feel free to hit me with some questions later. Thanks for commenting on here. Honestly, share it with your friends, share it with your family. But I think that since the industry is going to grow so big, so quickly, that there is a niche for everyone. If you have certain brands, certain products you like to work with, if you like to post to social media, if you don't like to post to social media, this gives you the opportunity to do whatever fits your initiative as far as how you'd like to create content. So as I pull up some of these examples, feel free to drop your questions in the live chat, and I'll make sure to go over those here in the live video. If you have questions, make sure to drop them in the chat. I know some of you are on here. If you have questions, we are on the Facebook Live, or excuse me, the YouTube Live. So it is at UGC with Brenton on YouTube, and just go to the live section and you'll find us there, where you can actually go ahead and comment the different questions that you might have. So go ahead and comment on there if you have any questions related to UGC. We have more people jumping on over here. Hello. Thanks for coming on here. So as I bring up these different projects that I've worked on, I am just going to bring up my portfolio so you guys can check out some of the brands that I've worked with in the past. If you have questions, feel free to put them in here. Great question, Natasha. I'm going to pin this right here. Let's see if I can pin your comment here, because this is a heard question. Great question. So let's pin the message. So the first question, the best pitch to pitch companies to work with them. So honestly, there's a plethora of ways that you can go about this. And I found that, like any other sales role, it's essentially a numbers game. So the more brands you reach out to, the more opportunities you have. I think the best way to reach out to brands is providing value. And the best way that you can do that is by creating a portfolio. I know my wife and a lot of other UGC content creators have actually created portfolios through Canva. You can go onto Canva, or you can type in UGC portfolio and just essentially take the templates that have been made and plug and play your own UGC content in there with maybe 4 different videos, or a video per industry, whether it's health and wellness, whether it's makeup, whether it's family life, whether it's tech, whether it's finances. Find your niche and then post different content based off of that, which will allow you to essentially pitch yourself to a brand. And when they say, hey, like, why should we work with this content creator or this UGC individual, if they have no previous background? So you have to provide that value going into some of these outreaches. And so I would essentially just state your name. Hey, my name is Tosh. I am a UGC content creator, or I create content for brands in the fitness arena, and I'm looking to work with more brands. I can provide X, Y, and Z. So I can provide 15 to 30 second clips. I can provide unboxing or testimonials, or I can provide UGC content for your brand, and would like to either set up a call and go over it, or you can even take your portfolio one step further and actually send it to them, let them know your rates. And if you're competitive and they like your past work, they're like, hey, let's try her out. Let's get her for, our new supplement of protein for, this company, and then allow her to essentially post content, get it back to us, whether it's the edited with captions and music, or it's just all the raw footage. And if they like what you've created, and I do all this from my phone, like I do not have any special recording equipment, cameras, Sony, Nikon. This is all done from an iPhone. And so that's essentially how I've been able to do it. Another great way to do it as well is getting on some of these different platforms. So I'm actually posting a course here before the end of the month, which goes over very basic to very advanced UGC content, how to get started, what platforms to grow on, how to start your first pitch, how to create your portfolio, and everything else. So I am just going to bring up my portfolio here and just give you an example of some of the different content I've done in the past. And these are very simple ones. Some of them I've edited, some of the content I've sent back to the client and they've edited themselves. So you can take that or leave it, but I will go ahead and share this other screen so that you can check that out. Let me see here. I actually have it on my second monitor. So see, boom, here we go. So this is just a small portfolio that I've been creating. I have a lot more videos just with different brands, and I have a lot of them saved on my phone just because that's where I do most of my work. I have someone sending me a question through here. So give me just 1 second. I'll play this first one and read this question. So here's one for an insurance company, corporate insurance for employees.
Getting Thatch for my business was one of the best decisions I've made all year.
Thatch has completely changed the way my business approaches insurance. Thatch is an all-in-one platform that makes it easy to offer a personalized healthcare experience to my team.
Thatch has made it so easy to give my employees great healthcare.
All I had to do was set a budget, and then my employees get to spend it however works best for them. The best part of it all, it took 5 minutes to set up. Book a demo with Thatch today.
So as you can see, that was, essentially what I did. A brand reached out to me on one of the different UGC platforms, and I was able to create that content in my home in regular clothes. I didn't have to spend any money. It was essentially, be myself, create the content, and most of the time they have that script for you. So everything that you heard me read was essentially from a script that they provided. So it has the hook, which you can see here again.
Getting Thatch for my business was one of the best decisions I've made all year.
Thatch has completely changed the way my business approaches insurance.
So getting Thatch for my business was the best decision I've made. And people are like, well, what's Thatch? I'm hooked. Let me watch the rest of the video. Getting Thatch is a change the way that, I approach insurance for my business. And essentially by using Thatch, employers are able to offer insurance to their employees on an individual basis as opposed to a collective basis, because obviously there's lots of people that are single, lots of people with families, lots of people that, them and their dogs. So insurance is going to change based off of the individual's needs. So if you continue watching this is essentially the body of the UGC campaign.
Thatch is an all-in-one platform that makes it easy to offer a personalized healthcare experience to my team.
Thatch has made it so easy to give my employees great healthcare.
All I had to do was set a budget, and then my employees get to spend it however works best for them. The best part of it all, it took 5 minutes to set up. Book a demo with.
So as you can see, it talks about the ease of using Thatch as opposed to your large global, or I guess here in the States, insurance companies. And so the fact that they can use Thatch and give their employees as much or as little insurance as they need and have different premiums, that was essentially the benefit for them. And then here's the call to action.
Thatch today.
Getting Thatch.
Try Thatch today. Try Thatch now. Check out Thatch at thatch.ai.com or thatch.io, I think is their actual URL. So the cool thing about it, Mikey actually just posted onto the Instagram Live, the fact that he's purchased products on Amazon, and then he'll actually just record, not being paid for this, just record either his take on it, the fact that he likes it, the pros and cons, how it's changed. I know he works with videography and photography, so how it helps him in his day-to-day life with his 9-to-5 job. And then by having those 5 different products in the same niche or a different niche completely allows him to, reach out to brands and say, hey, I've made this content in the past. If this is something that you guys are looking for, I'm able to create one video at $200, or I can give you a, 3 video package and 10 photos to go with it at $1,000. And brands, as opposed to having a $20,000 or $30,000 marketing budget, they're like, hey, this Mikey guy's content is incredible. Yeah, let's pay him $1,000 and ship him some products and see how we can actually use his products to, or his UGC content to be able to market to our demographics, market to our target audience. So great question, Tosh. Thanks so much, Mikey, just for that great feedback there. We can see the other screen or presentation. We can't see it, or we can see it, Mikey? What's up, Josh? If you want to go to the actual YouTube live, we are at UGC with Brenton on YouTube. You can check us out there. I'm not sure why you're not able to see it. I'm actually just going back through some of these comments here. Any other questions? Elder TikTok, Tosh. Let me see here. Yeah, that's perfect, Itzel. Let me see here. Trying to figure out. All right, so the next question, you cannot. So Mikey, go ahead and go over to UGC with Brenton on YouTube. And then once you get there, go ahead and click here in the live chat so I know that you're here. Anyone else that wants to come onto the actual live chat where you can ask your questions, leave your feedback, that would be helpful. As of right now, we have about 3 or 4 people in the live chat. And then we're going for about another 18 minutes. And so the camera's still on. Let me see here. I'm going to stop sharing. And then let me see here. So UGC with Brenton was only watching on Instagram. Thanks. I don't know how to turn off the camera. Let me see here. Just 1 second, y'all. Go ahead, Itzel. Sorry, we're having a kid that lost her binky, so okay, sweet. That was only watching on Instagram. Thanks. Yeah, once you get onto YouTube, Mikey, go ahead and just comment so we know you're in the live chat. I'm just looking at the participants. All right. I think we got a couple more on here. If you are on here, check out the YouTube. Ask your questions on there. Great question, Tosh. Anyone else that has any questions, feel free to leave them in the live chat so we can check them out. Let's see here. And no question is a dumb question, so ask away if you have them. Just making sure that I'm looking at everyone on Instagram as well as on YouTube. So turn that a bit more. Did that answer your question, Tosh? Hopefully it did. If it didn't, apologies. Trying to answer everyone's questions. Let me see here. Perfect. How can you get connected with more brands? That's a phenomenal question. Itzel, I think the best way is just to, obviously you have content creation and content consumption. So you just got to choose, like, what is your reasoning for getting on social media? Is it to get different ideas to post your own content? Or is it just to consume, and then look at the time and say, wow, where did the time go? So I think getting onto all social media platforms and giving yourself, 10 to 15 minutes a day per platform, unless you're creating content, then, take as much time as you need. But if you can get onto Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, X, and just follow or type in the hashtag UGC or UGC creator, that will essentially allow you to reach out to some of these different brands. JD Cole4, we are at UGC Brenton on YouTube. Feel free to come over to UGC with Brenton on YouTube. Click the live button and then go on there so that you can actually comment on the live chat here. But going back to your question, Itzel, I think looking at it from a content creation as opposed to a content consumption will allow you to give yourself more opportunities, see what other UGC creators are doing, get inside of some of these UGC communities where you can start picking their brains, asking them what platforms they're on, joining my community, which allows you to pick my brain every Saturday. And we do one of these free live UGC every single month. So those that aren't a part of the community can essentially see what we talk about, see how they can get started, and then, start making money. So great question. If you are on Instagram live, make sure to jump over to the UGC with Brenton YouTube channel, and then go to the live option, and then we will be live here. Once you do, jump over to the chat and the live stream. Make sure that you comment here so that we can see who's here. And let me see. Perfect. What other questions? I know some of you are tuning in from work, others at home with kids. So let me know what other questions you have. Let me see here. I'm going to go ahead and make sure we have, if no more messages came through, I'm live streaming right now. I'm actually going to send this out to JD Cole. See if we can't get him in the chat. I know he was looking and has some questions. JD Cole 4, I just sent you the link, so feel free to check it out there. I know a lot of people are, it is the middle of the day on a Saturday, so people are running errands. What other questions can I ask or can I answer for you guys just as we are here on the live? We got about another 13 minutes, so let me know what other questions you might have. Let's see here. If you are on Instagram and want to ask your questions on the free UGC live on YouTube, feel free to jump over to UGC with Brenton. That will allow you to jump into the live, ask your questions, and get them answered here. Sent out these messages. Thanks for commenting on here, Mikey, letting us know what's worked for you in the past. Let's see here. Looks like we've got 2 more people that jumped on. If you're here, comment here in the live chat so we know you're here. Can we talk numbers? Ooh, is that taboo? What should we be charging brands? Dang, that's a phenomenal question. I think it just depends, Mikey, on the Mama Sosa, Elder TikTok's friend. Can you give an example on how to start with brands or how to approach brands? I want to understand more in depth, step by step of getting into it, and I understand making content with them. Great question, Mama Sosa. I'm going to come back to that. I'm actually going to jump over to the Instagram live. Stay tuned. Essentially, the question that was asked prior to your question was, can we talk numbers? Is that taboo? What should we be charging for brands? That did make sense, Mama Sosa. So I'm going to give you guys just one of the platforms that I've been using that honestly has been, I think, what's catapulted me into the UGC creation. So I will tag it here so you guys have it in the comments. But at the same time, I think money-wise, you have to find out what your expertise levels at, Mikey. So obviously you work in the film industry, phenomenal photographer, videographers. So you understand it. But as far as creating content behind, actually putting yourself on the camera as opposed to being the cameraman makes it a little bit difficult because they want to see you, they want to hear from you, they want to understand why you like the specific product. So I think if you can be personable, if you have past UGC content that you've made and it resonates with the brand, people always tell me, especially my parents included, that, you don't get what you don't ask for. So, and you can't lose what you never had to begin with. So let's say that you pitch a brand and you say, hey, I can make one UGC video for you. One UGC video at $300. It'll be 15 to 60 seconds. It'll add a hook, a body, and then a call to action. If they come back and say, sorry, we're not interested in working with you, you have to decide at that point, do I want to lower what I would charge this brand to, let's say 200 or 150 or 100, or at the same time, do I essentially want to keep my rate there and say, hey, I want to work with higher end brands where they're willing to pay 300, 500, 1,000, 5,000, whatever that number ends up being. So I think, and hopefully that answers your question. If not, let me know. But I typically won't do any video under $200 to $250 or $300. Obviously, that wasn't the case when I was just getting started. But at the same time, I want to make sure that it's worth it for everyone else because and I'm just copying the link for you guys over here. I just want to make sure that it's worth it for everyone else in the sense that the content that I create is going to generate revenue or bring in sales for their company. But at the same time, I think that my value is no less than $200 an hour. So that might seem expensive for some brands. That might seem, really high. That might seem like, hey, we were thinking like 250. So 200 is great. And you just never know until you pitch them. But I don't mind, having a little bit of friction there, or them saying like, hey, that's a little too high. Would you be willing to do 175? I might come back and say, this video, I'm willing to do 175, but for future videos, are you open to, or would you be willing to get me at my rate of $200? And when I come and give my best self and do my best work, then I think they're okay with paying that $200 rate because they're like, hey, based off this content that Brenton made for us through UGC, we posted it. We're able to use his content for the next 60 days. And it generated, another $2,000 worth of sales for us. So for them, that's, 5Xing their investment in me, 10Xing their investment in me, where they go from paying me $200, but then with the content that I create for them, they can essentially go ahead and make, $2,000. So that's a, personal question. Obviously, if you're just getting started with, yourself in front of the camera, then you need to make sure that the actual content that you are putting out is worth what you are charging these brands. And if you don't feel comfortable charging 200, start off at 50, start out at 100, or shoot some free UGC for brands and kind of get your feet wet to understand the process. Let me know if that answers your question. If not, we can come back to it. But as far as the next question here, could you give us an example on how to start with brands or how to approach brands? So let me go ahead and pin this since we just answered Tasha's question and Mikey's. So great question, Mama Sosa. I think the easiest way to work with brands and to get started is by having a portfolio of your own. So in order to do that, Mikey gave a great example. Anytime you've purchased anything off Amazon or you have a package coming in the mail, use that content to create content. And let me just give you a brief example of that so you can see what I mean. I'm just going to bring up a video that I shot for a brand yesterday. They were some pants. The brand's called Jack Archer. And this is essentially my take on how I can use UGC to work with this brand. So let me go here and share my page with you and allow you guys to see firsthand one of the brands that I'm working with right now. So if I go to send content, they're reviewing the content right now, but I'm going to share my page so you can kind of see how you can get started and approach brands. And there's so many different ways. It is like literally insane how you can do it. So let me go ahead and share this. This is a brand that I worked with over the last 2 or 3 days. I'm looking for the finished video. And let me just show you guys this. So this is essentially my take on their product. They ship the product to you. Obviously, I never purchase stuff online on Amazon. I rarely shop. So the fact that we started getting 2 to 3 packages a day, and my wife's like, what is all this? Why are all these packages coming to our house? But I'm like, I didn't buy them. The brand sent them to me. I got to shoot content. So check this out. Let me know if this makes sense. But this is essentially a brand that I worked with, and I'll help you understand how you can get into it. So check it out.
I found Jack Archer. The purchase process was
Sorry, let me go back.
I never knew how much.
And actually show you one that is completely edited with captions and everything else. I believe that's this one. So check it out here.
I never knew how much I needed new pants until I found Jack Archer. The purchase process was a breeze. Checkout was seamless, and before I knew it, my pants were on their way.
Sorry. I'm gonna see if we can't make it as big so that you guys can see it even better. So it's up here. Let's make this a little bit smaller. And maybe it doesn't even give me that option. So I'll just play it here and zoom in. And I hope this is the one that has. That's not it. That is not it either. Sorry. I thought I had this queued up and ready to go. That's not it either. All right. I'm still going to show it to you. I'm just trying to figure out where the actual video is at with the captions and everything else. And I don't think it was this one. All right, we'll just watch this one.
New pants until I found Jack Archer. The purchase process was a breeze, checkout was seamless, and before I knew it, my pants were on their way.
The pants that I ordered last week from Jack Archer actually just arrived in the mail, and I'm super excited to check them out. Here's the actual package from Jack Archer. Oh, am I excited? Wow, these are nice.
Putting them on was a game changer. They fit like a dream and instantly elevated my wardrobe. Since discovering these pants, my life has changed for the better. No more discomfort, no more compromises, and these pants are the real deal. Honestly, I couldn't be more satisfied with the quality and the fact that my whole confidence improved from the moment I put them on. These are a game changer.
If you're looking for flexibility, durability, and comfort, look no further than Jack Archer's Jet Setter pants. All right, so I'm going to go ahead and stop sharing my screen here. Sorry if you are on Instagram and didn't get to watch that. But if you do want to jump over UGC with Brenton, click on the live section, jump on the live. So as far as looking into this, the best way to get started is to get a product. So you're a female, I have a wife, she uses makeup. Find your favorite Tarte makeup, Mary Kay makeup, whatever it is from Target, Amazon, any store, and create content. And the best way to do that is by having a hook. We talked about this at the beginning, having a body, and essentially the body is how not having this product in your life and now having this product in your life has changed the way you go about life. So let's say, for example, and I don't use makeup, but Mary Kay, before I had Mary Kay makeup, I used to wake up, have bags under my eyes. After using their foundation, I found out that I can wake up, do very minimal makeup, but still feel confident as I go into the workday. And then the end, or the CTA, or call to action, is essentially make sure you check out Mary Kay's makeup at Target, at marykay.com for your 50% off code for their, spring campaign, whatever you want the call to action to be, and just share it from a personal level. So if I were to share one for myself, and let's say that I buy protein, and let's say that it's whey protein from Costco, for example. So, hey guys, I just ordered my favorite protein, the chocolate sundae protein from Costco from the whey brand. Honestly, and then I go into the body. Before having this, I felt like my gains were non-visible because I would work out hard every day, push myself past my limits, but I always felt defeated after, felt like I had no energy, and I wasn't seeing the results I wanted. After purchasing the chocolate protein from Costco by the whey brand, really allowed me to see the benefits, really allowed to see the growth, and really allowed me to change my overall perspective on going to the gym. Boom, go to the CTA or the call to action. If you're looking for whey protein or any protein to grow your muscles as well as your confidence, make sure to check out wheyprotein.com for yours today. That's essentially what brands are looking for. That is a very simple, no extra fluff to it. Obviously, you can make these as creative as you want, but it is the hook, 5 to 7 second hook, which captures the viewer within the first 5 to 7 seconds and mentions the brand. After that, you go into the body and you can talk about the benefits of it, the quality of it, the product as itself. And most of the brands send you the script they want you to use. And then at the final point, it is the call to action, or what are you telling them to do? Do you want them to purchase the product? Do you want them to go to the link and go over to the website where they can get 20 to 30% off? And most of the time, the brands will just say, send us the content, put this verbiage in there or this script, and then we'll post on our social media and pay you, 2 days after, 30 days after, whatever that pay period looks like, or the agreement that you guys came to. So did that answer your question, Mama Sosa? Let me know. If not, we do host these every Saturday from 12:30 to 1:30. So Tosh, what app is that? So I do want to go through all of that. I know we are at the hour. I have a couple UGCs to record with my wife, actually. So I've been promising a lot of people a course. I'm working with a good friend of mine, Ian, to come up with a course that I can sell, and it'll give you the absolute basics to the most complex ways to where you can create UGC daily, or you can do 2 to 3 shoots daily, where you're charging $200 a day. That essentially gets you to a $600 income in a day. And after doing that for 7 days, I mean, 7 times 6, $4,200 in a week. I think that's great money. It's just getting to that point where you can stay consistent, work with these different brands. So I don't want to let everything out all at once, because I want to be able to provide value on they say, don't run before you can walk. Don't sing before you can talk. So I don't want to give it all to you right now, but I will continue to post content on Instagram, here on the UGC with Brenton YouTube channel, and just allow you guys to get the information so that you can get started yourself. I hope that helps. I hope that answered some questions. Obviously, there's going to be more. I did link one of the different platforms that I use. It is called Billo. I think it should be on here. I'll link it again just in case. If you can't see that, let me know. But if you go ahead and click on that link, it'll take you over to the first UGC platform that I used when I got started. And they have, I think, 500 different jobs that post every day or every 3 days. That's a great way to get started. I see another question on here, Mama Sosa. Let's say I bought something from Amazon, right? Can I approach that one seller and be like, hey, I'm an influencer. I'd love to promote your product as an Amazon wise? Yes, you can. Going back to what we talked about previously, and I think this was a question from Tosh or Yitzel, the best way to reach out to brands and do it that way is to get a Canva portfolio set up. And you can search Canva UGC portfolio. You can go onto TikTok and search UGC creators portfolios. And it's essentially an introduction of yourself, brands that you've worked with in the past, and then contact information. And then in between brands that you've worked with in the contact info, your prices. And so, yes, to answer your question in a simple way, yes, you can reach out to brands on Amazon if you love shopping there and using it. And, allow yourself to go through that. I think the best way to start, though, is to get 2 or 3 products from brands that you've purchased from in the past, create UGC, hook, body, and call to action. And then from there, reach out to these brands and say, hey, I worked with this past brand on Amazon. This is the content that I shot for them. Does this resonate with your business, what you're trying to promote, what you're trying to sell? If so, I'd like to, jump on a call, 10 to 15 minutes, or here's my portfolio, here's my rates. If this is something that works for you and your brand, we'd love to work for you. You just have to decide at that point, is my time worth $200 an hour? Is my time worth $50 an hour? And then charge based off of what you think your value is. I currently charge $200 an hour for UGC videos that I make. There's obviously lots of brands out there that will allow you to charge more. There's brands that will allow you, or, charge less. And so if you're too expensive, they probably won't hire you, but that's okay, because you want to work with those higher end brands. But if you're just getting started and you say, hey, I want to do a clip for $200, and they're like, hey, our rate is 80, great. Go get 2, 3, 4 of those $80, make $80, 160, 320, and start there. Get your portfolio growing, and then from there, go reach out to these larger brands where you can make $500 in a day, and you only have to shoot one and make $3,500 in a week. So I don't want to bag hold. My wife's telling me I got to share some of the apps, and so I shared the Billo app. If you don't see it on there, let me know. Reach out to me, send me a DM on Instagram. But that is essentially the live for today. Check out Billo, go through their process. If you have questions, feel free to reach out. But we do host these UGC live trainings that are free once a month. If you want to be a part of the community and get on the weekly one, I can send that to you. Just send me a DM on Instagram. I can also tag it here in the live chat. But honestly, I think being a part of a community allows you to grow, network, work with other people that have done it in the past, and then from there be able to grow yourself. And I'm seeing here, yeah, like Itzel says, she just started pitching on Amazon, and she can report next week. So feel free to check her out. That's my wife. You can follow her on Instagram. And I'm just going to tag these last little things in here so that you guys have them. and you guys can be a part of the community, and we can all grow together. Honestly, me and my wife have been like all in on this for the last 2-3 weeks. I've been doing this for about 2 years, but as far as the UGC stuff and going all in and trying to help other individuals, other brands, to work with other brands, honestly, like these last 2 months and 9 days since January of this year. So let me go ahead and shoot this over to you. If you're a part of the community, then you essentially are able to ask me questions whenever you want. We can get on a call. You'll have the course and be able to go through everything. And let me see here. So this is the launch pass. This is the community. And I'm actually going to, that won't help you there, actually. I'm going to post it here. And feel free to reach out on Instagram. Feel free to reach out through messages here, comment on social media. I'd love to help any way that I can. And we should have a course forthcoming here before the end of the month. So just wanted to thank you all for jumping on today. Thank you all for being on the Instagram Live. Let me go ahead and wave it at y'all for getting on and supporting. Appreciate all of you. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic Tuesday, and let's get that paper.